But
Yeah.
what about non-wrestling shit? Anything good happen over the weekend? I know one thing that's kind of got me a little bit weird, freaked out,
Mm.
and because I watch the news, particularly on the weekends, I watch the news. These
Mhm.
kids in Marion County, three kids. Well, three. I think it was three shot dead in two different places. They found one girl and the other girl. They find one girl on Friday, dead next to a tree, shot. They find her friend in her car, 15 miles away, shot dead in her car. And then another kid is shot. They find him and he's clinging to life, but he can't talk. They're all three at one point were together.
Mm.
Then last night I see this story about in Chicago where there's six teens, three in one house and I think three across the street. All six are murdered.
Jesus Christ.
And they can't figure out if they were shooting at each other across the street or if somebody came in and killed them or what it was. What is it with all these teens shooting each other? Or ended up dead from gunshots. I mean,
Because people can't take criticism. People can't have a normal, what we would consider a normal discourse. It's all about, because they're all on the computer, so they don't know how to communicate with other people. And it's like, oh, you said something mean to me, and I can't take it because I've never had adversity. I don't know how to talk to people who are upset with me, so I'm just going to shoot them. It's gotten horrible, hitting close to home. Obviously, my wife's a teacher, but in our county, they found, like just last week, they had to lock down schools because they found a gun. And then, these teens are, committing suicide at a crazy rate right now. Like, high school kids around here are just, you hear about it all the time. And I just don't know. I don't know that there's an answer.
they're fucking fentanyl too. They're fucking with fentanyl and my daughter called my daughter's hilarious. She's like, Dad, it's God's way of thinning the herd.
Right.
Like God's way of thinning the herd. I mean, if you don't teach your kids, hey, that fentanyl shit will kill you. Not might, not could. It will kill you eventually. If you don't Roger that to your, and get that point across. I still say, man, and I know you're a Democrat, you may not agree with this, but I think male men age 18, if you're not going to college, you should go in the military for 2 years mandatory.
No, I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Not 4, Army, 2 years. Do a 2-year deal with the Army. You may want to go 4 years somewhere else or whatever, and you're more than welcome, but mandatory. If you don't go to college, because there's too many fucking kids, and my son's about to be one of them. He graduates next year, and he has no plan. Like, he has no, like, not even close. Keep
talking, guys.
He talks about, going in the Marines, but he thinks the Marines is fucking Call of Duty, and I'm like, no, the Marines are the few, the proud, the dead on the beach. Son, if you want to be in the military, my son is not, like, I was in Special Forces, my son will not be in Special Forces. He's not geared that way. He doesn't have a no quit. He doesn't have a no quit side to him. He doesn't possess that. Now, will he develop that over the course of the next year and a half? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But he needs to go into the military with the idea in mind to learn a trade or a craft, like jet engine mechanic, or because he's very mechanically inclined, way more than I am. But something like that, and then when you come out, at least if nothing else, when you come out, you're an adult. There's too many 22 and 23-year-old fucking adolescents anymore. And I see them all the time, especially where I live. I live in a fairly affluent area. These fucking kids around here driving $100,000 cars, and parking them at fucking, at McDonald's to go to work. What we fucking do? Like, they're not and they're idiots. And for example, I go to McDonald's a couple weeks ago, pick up DoorDash, right?
Mm-hmm.
The kid behind the counter that's waiting on people that walk in. Sydney he goes, I'll be with you in a minute. I'm like, my DoorDash is right there. And I show him the phone and I point to the bag that's sitting on the counter waiting for him. I go over, I pick it up like I always do to walk out so that I don't fuck with them and they can do their thing. And he goes, sir. And I turn around, I said, the fucking number matches the one on the phone. He goes, well, we have to make sure. I was like, well, you're the first one in the history of DoorDash that's ever been. I said, but I'll do it for you. I walk up, I say, here's the number, here's the phone. Why the fuck would I come here to steal McDonald's?
Right.
You can see I got the app pulled up on my phone. The app looks the same on my phone as it does everybody else's, so he knows what it looks like. You know what I mean? Just no common sense, no. But wanting to be hostile. You know, when I could rip this kid's fucking throat out and feed it to him if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, kids are not used to dealing with anything adversarial at all. They get pissy or they revert back to high school. I mean, this kid's 22, 23 years old. You can tell by looking at him. He wasn't some high school kid. But I live in a very affluent area where you can just tell kids are very entitled around here. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks because the world's gonna, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if we're gonna get nuked or natural disaster, but we're in Florida and we're due. We're due for some fucking serious adversity, you know, and it scares me to think that I might have to be taken care of by one of these little motherfuckers.